projection world. And by the way, this is a card where you will need some eyeballs on the screen because we will be doing a live scientific experiment here. There's a reason why I have all this equipment behind me here. And you'll need to see that. Perception often tricks us into seeing our inner content out in the world. The world becomes our projection screen, a globe of 1,000 mirrors reflecting fragments of our fragmented selves. Most violence, physical, psychological, and environmental, is done in a state of projection. So now here's the experiment we're going to do. So partly a thought experiment. I want you to imagine that we are in a completely dark pirate crypt. I was actually going to shut the light off here, but that's only going to be more of a distraction, I guess. All right. So, totally dark pirate crypt, but we have an expensive Surefire headlamp with us. Very important in pirate crypts. And so, now I'm turning this on. Imagine that it's otherwise completely dark, but now I am lighting up the treasure. Okay, and now I see, I can't hold the treasure at the same time. That's the headlamp. Okay, now suddenly my headlight beam is catching these beautiful emeralds and rubies. You see the ruby there? And gold doubloons. And sapphires. Can you see that? There's a sapphire there. Okay. And so we gasp as our headlamp illuminates all these wonderful colors that these treasured objects have. Okay. That is a total illusion. It's the illusion of projection because these objects have no color and no light energy. All the light, color, and energy you perceive from them are mere reflections and refractions of the white light of the headlamp, which contains all colors. Freud noticed something similar about the sexuality of the modern person as compared to what he called the primitive. The primitive worshipped the mysterious inner fire of sexual desire, but the object onto whom this might be bestowed, what we might call the haughty, was secondary. The modern person, conversely, may be in a greater state of illusion because they see all the magic and fire in the outside objects, the haughty, and fail to recognize the mystery and power of their inner fire. So, for example, a Swiftie will see Taylor Swift on a screen and might say, "She's so hot." Actually, she's an odorless, touchless 2-inch pixel phantom moving beneath the glass screen. What is hot is their inner fire, the power that they forever give away to the image, fantasy, or person of the hottie, or in this case, Taylor Swift. So many perceptions of things happening in the world, especially with other people, are projections of our inner contents out there. Consider this an auspicious time to reclaim projections, the inner light you've splintered into colored fragments glittering in the outer world. When you recognize yourself as the source of your projections, you take a giant step toward being an empowered magician. Now, before we go, we're going to look at something like a 120-year-old experiment that will show you how projection works. So there was a turn-of-the-century silent film era film analyst in Russia whose name was Kuleshov. And he created this extremely interesting experiment. He got this Tsarist-era matinee idol silent film star named Ivan something or other, unpronounceable Russian name. And he filmed him for like a few seconds. And the instructions, and this guy did have a very mesmerizing, even psychic looking face somehow. He said, just stare into the camera and make no expression whatsoever. And then, well, I will show you the original experiment. What he did was he added different pieces of preceding film and then would show Ivan like a reaction shot. Respond to somebody here. Yes. Okay. Okay, stop. All right, video. Okay, here we go. See, the miracle of iPad technology and my unwillingness to do any video editing. Let us look at the Kuleshov effects, the original film. So first one, he shows a bowl of soup, and now we have Ivan just staring neutrally into the camera. Then we have a picture of a girl in a coffin, Ivan staring into the camera again. And now we have a woman on a divan, and there he is staring into the camera again. Okay, so he showed these to different people, and when he showed it proceeded with the bowl of soup, people were sure they were seeing that he was famished and he was hungry and was staring at the soup with hunger. And then in the next shot with the girl with the coffin, they were sure he was he was staring at her with, devastating grief. And then in the third shot, when it was like this haughty woman in the divan, they were sure that he was staring with like fierce desire. So this is projection. It's often context specific. We are constantly confusing the inside and the outside. So consider this an auspicious time to see through that disco mirror ball of projection and see if we can find what's actually there. This is what phenomenology was all about. And Immanuel Kant, who said that like everything we perceive is the phenomena, what's behind that is the noumena, which we can never actually perceive. So we're always looking through the world, we're looking through a glass darkly, and a whole lot of what we see is actually a projection of inner content. So you got to really work hard to see anything more than projection.